At the end of March, Victor Kislyi met with players in San Francisco and answered their most pressing questions. Will artillery be reworked? When will the matchmaker be fixed? When will the maps be improved? When will vehicles be rebalanced? Watch the video to get all the answers.
Welcome everyone, we're at Wargaming North America. We're at our HQ in San Francisco, and we're joined by a lot of players that we've invited here, but more importantly, our God Emperor himself, Victor is here. Hello Victor, good to see you.
How you doing? Hello.
And we're going to roll on to some questions with players, but before we get to that, let's just deal with some sticky stuff just to make sure that, you know, Victor's in the right mood. So, tough question number one, 10.0, we cancelled it, it's gone. What was all that about?
No matter how good the game was 6 years ago, recently, because of, we have more than 150 million players in the game. We have 400 tanks now as compared to approximately 100 back in the days. 40 plus maps, esports, clan wars. Some people who were playing this game for 6 years, they evolved as World of Tanks players too. So for the last, let's say, a year and a half, we were still very immersed into thinking about new stuff which we can add to the game, and forgot a little bit about the old good game, those things which made players happy in the beginning. And because of these balancing issues and much more complex mathematical model behind it, and now we have servers all around the world. It's not just, like Russia, Europe, and America. We have players in Southeast Asia, in Japan, in Korea, in China, in South America. So it all resulted in the fact that the game probably needed more attention on its core. And our players were more and more vocal about that. And we did this mistake, we did not listen well enough for that. And we were in the middle of, preparing this next big Rubicon 10.0 patch, and we were a little bit of deaf towards what players were crying on the forums and in the video blogs. But then we realized, okay, something is really wrong, fundamentally wrong. We jumped on it. We just brought the best people, including those two guys who invented the game and made it successful during the first couple of years. Analyzed everything, saw data, met with the players, met with video bloggers, and oh my God, the picture was not so good. So we had two choices, keep going, pretending that nothing is happening, or be honest and transparent about the fact that we are screwing up. We chose the latter. We admitted, I stood in front of the camera and said, sorry, we screwed up. We have to cancel, postpone, we are not going to release this Rubicon thing. Instead, we're going to roll back and see what's wrong with the game and fix it in the first place. That's what happened. We immediately did a lot of significant changes to the leadership of the tank development team. Okay, some people had to go. Some good new people came in. And 9.14 actually is a good example of our turning this big, huge ship towards what players really, really want. And we're going, from now on, we're going to be doing this. So now, player feedback is going to be the integral part of our strategy. Yeah, we were saying this before. Every company says, we listen to our players, but it takes special procedures, special attention, time, people, like we're doing now, to actually be listening to the players and then following up and just actually doing what they're asking.
Altogether, we managed to release Update 9.14, which was greatly appreciated by players. And this is just the beginning. To make players happy, the company will continue to search for top professionals across the globe. Victor told us about the staff changes that will improve the game and help avoid similar mistakes in the future. First of all, Slava Makarov and Sergei Berkatovsky will be working on the game again. They helped shape the game at the very beginning and created a great game that everyone liked. Secondly, Western professionals have joined the team. Thane Lyman from the USA, who previously worked on Call of Duty and Destiny, now heads World of Tanks development. Neil Pettit, a former British submariner and an experienced manager, is at the helm of the Minsk studio.
The new physics in 9.14 appear to have been very well received. Everyone seems to really like them. And in particular here in the North America, when we did the update, the amount of people with their headphones on who then started making noises because all the new sounds had happened were wonderful.
Well, obviously 9.14 is just the beginning. We have tons of things planned for 9.15, 16, 17, etc. And this list this time is comprised from the players' desires and from those requests from forums, from meetings like this, from a community manager's work, asking what they want. So there's not going to be like something groundbreaking in 9.15, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, the things which are going to be there for sure is we will up something like 10 old premium tanks. It just so happened that those tanks are not good and not comfortable to play, and players cry out loud that, come on, you're selling this and it's not up to...
I saw the list. I agree. I think all the tanks we picked that we're going to buff, they're all good. They're all the right tanks to pick.
Besides this, the Rampage mode will be gone for good in the next update. However, some of the mode's mechanics can reappear in the game in the future.
The biggest thing which we have to do before we think about anything else big is the rebalance. And it's going to be a huge project. It's actually going now. So let me please explain you how and what we will do. Obviously, now we have 400 tanks, more than 40 maps, players who are playing for 6 years, etc., etc., etc. And the methodology we were using for balance, for matchmaking, for premium tanks, kind of is a little bit dated from 2011 and 12 when we were launching the game.
Victor stressed that the full-scale rebalancing will help take the game to the next level. It is essential to diversify the game and ensure that gameplay is different and unique for each vehicle type and nation.
The whole rebalance needs to be done. Tanks, nations, classes, their usage, shooting distances, speeds, traverse. Of course, the new physics will play a role in that because it changes the gameplay by definition. We were under misconception before that, okay, if players don't like matchmaking, we just fix matchmaking. Okay, they don't like this or that map, let's take them out. Etc. So that's why, for our brand Rebalance, we will take some extra time to make sure we analyze everything, understood everything, and make those changes, nicely so that they don't break the whole system.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. Mort, what's your question?
I hate Artie. All of my friends, like Akula V, they hate Artie too. Is there anything you can do to fix it?
I can hear you, everybody hates artillery, probably apart from artillery players.
I love artillery.
But like in this biological ecosystem, there is no way we can just cut it out and everything is good. Artillery is a class in World of Tanks. It has its purpose. Is it overpowered today and too easy, too sneaky? Yes, but we're going to rebalance it, nerf or up it, whatever is required, as a part of this overall rebalancing with attention to maps and changes in maps, other classes, shooting distances, matchmaker, etc., etc., etc. So,
what are your thoughts on the current map pool and map design, and what changes can we expect in the future?
Maps also are a part of this ecosystem, and this is probably the most tricky part, like a map. You understand, this is a couple of square miles, right? The battle lasts there for 15 minutes. 30 angry guys and girls, okay, mostly guys, are trying to destroy each other in various types of tanks on those maps.
What can be done to fix the matchmaker imbalances regarding tiers and tank types?
I'm a physicist myself, so I know some things about math, statistics, physics. It is being worked at on as a part of this overall rebalance. And again, matchmaker is a part of the system. we tried, but there is no such like easy solution as ±1 level or just platoon of 1 tier allowed. Those are kind of like good ideas, but we need to see how they work, to what extent in conjugation with rebalance of tank classes.
What can be done to reduce griefing in random battles?
The other aspect of it is we understand that people use now more often bad language because they're frustrated more often. That's the whole thing of this rebalance and bringing back the game you love.
Oh, that's interesting. So the anger they have from being unhappy with the game.
What do you feel of having a positive feedback system in place besides just the negative options right now?
You're absolutely right. That's a very good question, and the answer will be very short. We should absolutely do this. Like, click, choose player's name, say thank you, send kudos. We were kind of trying to address this with our dynamic platoons, like when you can click on the name of any player in your team and invite him to platoon, and then you can tell him whatever you want, good or bad things, right? But this streamlined Facebook style kind of thumb up, kudos is an easy solution. I will put this on the list. We will make it.
If only we were recording this, then we could hold you to, oh, wait a minute, we are. That'll be great. That's a great example of listening to the players, that's it right there. So we can do that. We're going to do that. He said so.
Yeah.
When we look ahead to the next year for tanks, I am super excited about the rebalancing. The fact that we're doing a root and branch everything ecosystem rebalance. I can't wait for it to turn up. I know it's coming the next year. I'm really, really jazzed about it. But if there was a message you wanted to get people to take away from your time here with the players and to the people watching on the video, what would be the message about wargaming that you would want them to hear?
Well, of course, I am so happy to be where I am, and I'm so happy for wargaming for where it is now. Yeah, okay, we have our ups and downs. We have obvious problems with, Rubicon. That's why we're talking, and some players are very unhappy. But philosophically, like in general, I'm so happy to be in a gaming company which is making games which I love, strategy games, combat games, tactical games, team play games. I'm so happy to be playing these games, to make good business out of it.
Victor said that we finally realized our crucial mistake. We weren't listening to players. Now players are viewed as not just buyers, but as part of the game and as important as vehicles, maps, and physics. All employees now have the same motivation.
And this simple, very, very true phrase is just 2 words: happy player. And at wargaming, if you look at us like very, very philosophically, what we do, we're little magicians who are putting together in the right balance this challenge and happiness for you. Whatever hypothesis you have to test, making sure that players like it, making sure that this makes players happier, and then roll it out. So from now on, happy player is our mantra. You wake me up in the morning, and each and every one from our 4,000 employees, ask them what we're doing. Happy players is the answer.
It's a fantastic answer. It's the end of our time. Thank you to the people who managed to get to our studio. Thank you to people who were able to watch the video. Thank you to Victor to be here. It's been great to have you here. Thank you very much. Happy players. That's wargaming.
Thank you.